Hey everybody, it's Robert here with Jones Tech. Today we've got a 1999, it's like a Ford Econoline, and what we're having an ABS issue. What we're going to end up doing is we're going to do a little bit of steering and suspension and brakes. Going to do this all in one here. What we had happening is we kept having a code come up saying that that it was misreading on this on the wheel here. And how this works is you have these teeth, and on these teeth as the tire spins from going down the road, they go past this little sensor right here. Okay, so what happens is this is called magnetic generated pulse. And how the ABS works, this ABS sensor, is as you drive down the road, these teeth go past it and they actually create a magnetic field which sends the pulses through the wire and up into the computer of the vehicle. Well, what the fault was reading is this one here. It was reading that this vehicle, or this tire, was turning slower than all the other tires. How this works, and I'll make sure my fingertip is clear. I'm going to use the side of the vehicle. Is as it generates a pulse, it kind of looks something. It kind of goes like this for a clean signal. This one here was going up, flatlining, coming down, coming up, flatlining, coming down, and that's how it was reading it across the oscilloscope. That told us that the ring was, that it was misreading on this ring. So one of the things you do is you get inside of here and you clean this off, because a lot of times you can get road debris, stuff like that, so we clean it off. But what we noticed was the bearings, that the wheel had an excessive amount of play in it. As we were going through our inspection, we started seeing that whoever put the bearings in before, they didn't put grease in them. And what one of the other guys I go to school with here, Jorge, what he's doing is he's actually hand packing them, and we're putting grease back in the new bearings, and that way we get it going through both sides of it. And we're replacing all of this. And what we'd done before was we had put in new races. We put on this side here, and on the other side we put it in right here. Now, how you have to do this is you put your race on here, take a board, you put it on top, and you tap it down to where you can't tap it down anymore. Once you get past that, you take your old race, you can put it on top like this, and you actually continue driving it till you get to your stopping point. Once we got to the stopping point, then because you're not going to be able to get this back out, it's kind of hard to get it back out. The simplest thing to do is take a pair of vice grips, put on it like that, clamp them down real good, and then you take, which I use this punch and hammer, and you just tap the end of the vice grips, and what it'll do is it'll actually pull the old race out, so that way your new race is set how it needs to be. When you're packing the bearings, you want to make sure, like Jorge's got here, is you want to make sure that you get it all the way through on both sides. You got plenty of grease there. Once we set the bearings back in here, then we're going to go ahead and put some more grease in this as well. Another thing that we done while we had the vehicle in this area is we're going to go ahead and hit all the grease fittings. We've already got it up. We've already got the tire out of the way. There's no sense in halfway doing this. We're going to hit all the grease points on the front end of it, get all that taken care of. At the same time, we also measured all of the pads here, make sure we're at the proper thickness of the pads. If they weren't, we would have replaced those. Also inspected the slide pins for grease, that they're properly greased. If not, we would have greased the slide pins. The slide pins allows the caliber to move, and that's how your piston pushes down the brake pads, causes friction on the brake drum itself, which slows the vehicle. So, like I said, we've done an inspection on that. The brake pads are well within good. Actually, I think these are not even 100 miles on these brake pads. But if you're having an ABS issue and it's reading, you take it to AutoZone or something and it says, hey, it's reading low on this one particular tire. A lot of times, just check your ABS sensor, make sure that you don't have any road gunk up here, like dirt, mud, whatever. If you're clogging that sensor, it's not going to be able to read right. Also, if you got a lot of mud and stuff back here, you can take a water hose, hit it on the back right here, spray it off real good, and a lot of times that'll clear up some issues as well. So save you a little bit of time, save you a lot of money. Other than that, that's the basic operation of how this works. Again, my name is Robert with Jones Tech. Thanks for watching.